Hello, second graders. Welcome to another writing class with me, Miss Taylor. Let's get ready to do our writing. Let's see if we're ready to go. For our materials, we need a pencil. We need our writing packet. I've got my writing packet. It's actually right underneath here. Got my writing packet. We need some kind of a flat writing surface so we can do our best work. We are going to pay attention to capital letters and end marks. So we know that every sentence has a capital letter and an end mark, right? We've been practicing our little sentence chant. It's always prudent for us to review before we start writing our sentences. Ooh, here we go. A sentence is complete when five simple rules it meets. It has a subject, and a verb. It makes sense with every word. Add a capital letter, and an end mark. Now we're finished, and aren't we smart? Now our sentence has all its parts. Remember, and I like to remember five: subject, verb, complete sense, capital letter, and an end mark too. That's what a sentence is all about. So let's keep that in mind as we work on our sentences today. Capital letters and end marks, complete sense, and that we have our subject and our verb. We're going to pay attention to lines and spaces, making sure our words are sitting nicely on that line, that we're leaving spaces between each word, like a nice little finger space. Neat handwriting, that really good habit that we formed the first few weeks of school. We want to keep doing that good habit of neat, careful handwriting so people can read what we are trying to say and trying to write and communicate. And we're going to pay attention to spelling. So words that are on your paper should be spelled correctly. So we want to make sure that we are doing our very best work. Our goals today are to carefully form complete sentences and to write neatly and carefully. So let's take a look at our writing assignment for today. We are on page 12. So right here, this is page 12, and we are on the top. Ooh, we're on page 12 at the top, and today is October 12th. Huh, it's the 12th day of October. We're on page 12 in our writing packets. Isn't that fun? Alrighty, so we are going to work on the top today. And the first thing we always do is we write our name at the top. I write my name nicely and neatly in this little box here. There we go. All right. And we're going to correct the sentences. So number one says, will you help Sammy with his homework? Sure, Sammy. Alrighty. So we need a capital letter. Every sentence has a capital letter, and every sentence has an end mark. Oh, let's see, what kind of an end mark do we need? Will you help Sammy with his homework? So this sounds to me like a question, doesn't it? It has that question word, will, at the beginning. So here's our little poster about our kinds of sentences. And we have, here it is, a question. A question is a sentence that asks something. It begins with a capital letter and ends with a question mark. There's our question mark. All right, so our question, will you help Sammy with his homework? We need a question mark because they're asking something. Now, let's see if there's anything else we need to fix here. Will you help Sammy with his homework? There is one thing that I notice in this sentence. There is a proper noun. And a proper noun is a noun, and that's a naming word. And a noun names a person, place, thing, or an idea. And a proper noun is a noun that names a specific person, place, or thing, and it needs a capital letter. So again, we talked last week about instead of just saying teacher, like you could say, my teacher is wonderful at writing. Thank you. So teacher would just be a common noun. It doesn't need a capital letter. But if you were to say my name, Miss Taylor is a wonderful writer. Oh, thank you. My name begins with a capital letter. It's a proper noun. And I like to say proper nouns. I like to have a little British accent. Proper nouns must have capital letters. They simply must. Otherwise, it wouldn't be proper. So we want to make sure that we're proper and that we have proper nouns. And so this word Sammy, that is a naming word. It names a person and it needs a capital letter. It's a proper noun. It's very proper, needs a capital letter. All right, so we're going to copy this sentence in neat handwriting. Right down below, will you help? Again, remembering to keep a little space between each word. Oops, my L's went down. I'm going to slow down a little bit. Will you help? Now I'm going to put a capital S, Sammy, with his homework. Oops, I'm running out of space here. And then I need my question mark. I should mention sometimes our sentences get a little bit longer and you might need a little bit of extra space. If you do need some extra space, you can just write down below here. Or sometimes what I do is I even just use my pencil and make another line. If I run out of space, I just kind of do that if I need more space. So if you ran out of space, go ahead and draw a little line underneath and you can go down below. Will you help Sammy with his homework? So I'm checking, do I have my capital letter? Do I have my end mark? Did I remember this proper noun? This is a name, it needs a capital letter. Will you help Sammy with his homework? Nope, I checked it. Now I'm going to give myself a check. So I checked it, give myself a check mark. Checked before I check. All right, let's see number 2. Number 2 says, his bike is blue with an orange seat. Blue bike with an orange seat. All right, let's use a capital letter and an end mark. Let's see, his bike is blue with an orange seat. So that is telling us something. It's telling us about his bike. And a sentence that tells something is called a statement. So this is a statement, it needs a period. So here is our kinds of sentences. A statement is a sentence that tells something. It begins with a capital letter and ends with a period. So this sentence is telling us about someone's bike, about his bike. So we need a capital letter and an end mark. His bike is blue with an orange seat. Now there's one other thing that we need to fix here. I wonder if you can spot it. Or maybe if you can hear something that needs to change. His bike is blue with a orange seat. Did you notice? Something doesn't sound quite right. Remember um, one of the things that every sentence has is it makes complete sense, and something about this doesn't sound quite right. Yeah, it's this little teeny tiny word and that word that is actually called an article adjective. That little teeny tiny article adjective. We have 3 of them: a, an, and the. And here, this little teeny tiny article adjective, this word needs to be an. And the reason it needs to be an instead of is because of the word orange. And the word orange starts with a vowel. And vowels, I bet you remember this from last year. Our vowels are A, E, O, U. Did I forget one? A, E, I. I forgot the I. Because we have a spelling rule where sometimes Miss Taylor forgets the I there. But our vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, and sometimes Y. But these are the vowels. And when you have a word that starts with a vowel and you're putting A in front of it, you have to make it an. His bike is blue with an orange seat. So if we were in the classroom, I would ask you to think of another word that we would use the word "an" with. So remember, it has to be a vowel. So I was eating an apple for lunch. It started to rain, so I used an umbrella. Then I was walking down the street and I saw an ostrich in the middle of the road. That was strange. Okay, so we use the word "an" when the word that this word is describing starts with a vowel. So, like an apple, an ostrich, an umbrella, an iguana. So, maybe you could try to think of some words where you would have to say "an." So, let's go ahead and fix number 2. So, we've got our capital letter, do a double underline. His bike is blue. Let me check blue. B-L-U-E. B-L-U-E is blue with an orange. We say orange, but it really looks like orange. His bike is blue with an orange. Make a little line underneath because I'm kind of running out of room here. An orange seat. And put my end mark there. I'm going to circle it to make sure I've got it. So I've got my capital letter, my end mark. See if it makes sense. His bike is blue with an orange seat. And let me see, what else did I need? Sentence, 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 complete, complete, complete. With 5 simple rules. It meets, meets, meets. Has a subject, subject, subject. That is bike. This sentence is about a bike. And it's telling us about the bike, that the bike is blue with an orange seat. So that's kind of our predicate, our verb, and kind of the end of our sentence. Does it make sense? Sense, sense? His bike is blue with an orange seat. Got my capital letter, my end mark. Let me give myself a check because I checked it in my mind, I checked it on my paper, and I give myself a check mark. Alrighty. Number 3 says, write the word that means more than one box. So more than one. We have a fancy word for that. A word, oh, you know what this reminds me of? Magistra Reynolds was telling us about saying hello to people in Latin. And Magistra Reynolds was telling us about singular and plural. Singular means one, if you have one of something, and plural means more than one. So, like 2 or 3 or 4. And Magister Reynolds was talking about how we have to say, if we're talking to one person, we would say Solway to one person. But if you're saying hello to more than one person, if you're saying hello to plural, more than one, you would say Salwete. All right, so plural and singular. So singular means one, and plural means more than one. So like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or more than one. Okay, so one box, we know if we have a singular box, we would say, oh, there is one box. But if we have more than one box, we would say there are 2 boxes. And we have to add ES. And the reason we have to add ES is because of this letter. And because the word box ends with an X, we have to add an ES and say boxes. So there's a few letters and phonograms that works with. Boxes kind of works with like CH and SH. Now, usually we just add S when we're making something plural, but sometimes we have to add ES. And it would be kind of, if we didn't have this E here, it would be sort of hard to say boxes. It'd be like box, box. So we have to say boxes. Or there was some little, outside your house, you might have some bushes, or let's see what else. Or if you saw a little creature running around, well, maybe you saw a fox, and then if you saw a few more of them, you would say foxes, and you would add es. All right. So moving on, let's go to number 4. Write the 2 words that are in cupcake. Ooh, cupcake is a compound word. So a compound word is when we have 2 smaller words that are put together to make a bigger word. And so the word cupcake is a compound word made up of cup and cake. And that is called a compound word. Compound word. And I had a student a few years ago, compound word, who taught me a little song to help me with compound words and to help the rest of the class. In fact, it is, or the student who helped me was Calvin's older brother, Felix. So maybe I'll have to ask Felix and Calvin where they got this song from, but let me sing it to you because Felix taught me, and Felix is Calvin's older brother. And it goes, compound, compound, put together, compound, 2 words together, make a compound. I'll say 2 words, you make the compound, let's do it now. Cup, cake, cupcake. Right, so Calvin, if you're watching, ask Felix, where did he learn that song? Because I would like to hear it. I think it was on a CD or something but Felix taught it to me, so I kind of like it. It's kind of catchy. Compound, compound, put together, compound, 2 words together, make a compound. I'll say 2 words, you make the compound. Let's do it now. Hot dog, hot dog. Or sunshine, sunshine. So maybe you could do that with some other words to make a compound word. So a compound word, again, is when we have 2 smaller words that are squished together to make a bigger word, like cup and cake, cupcake. And there it is. And I'm going to give myself a check mark because I checked cup and cake. I've done my best thinking. Whoops, forgot to give myself a check mark there. And there we go. Already. And the last one we have here, it says, put these letters in alphabetical order. Ooh, that's a big word, alphabetical order. An alphabetical order is a fancy word for ABC order. So if you're wondering, what does this mean, Miss Taylor? It just means ABC order. And if we were in the classroom, I would say, oh, everybody, let's look up here at our alphabet that is on the top of the whiteboard, but you can't see that right now. So what I did is I made a little alphabet, part of a little alphabet on my paper. And let me see, zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here is my part of the alphabet. Now, I didn't do the whole alphabet, but these letters are at the end of the alphabet. So I was thinking, let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So I was thinking about the end of the alphabet. And here we have the end of the alphabet. So let's take a look at, I am trying to see which letters come first in the alphabet. So there's no S here. Let's see, T. Let's see, I see a T there. So I'm going to put the T. T. Let's see, I'm going to cross this off. This is kind of a lot of letters to keep track of. So T comes next, and then, oh, I see a U. Is there a U here? T, U, V. There's my U. And if you want to sing the alphabet song a little bit more, let's see, how's that go again? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Is there a V? W. Oh, there's a W. W, X. Is there an X? Oh, I'm using all these. X, Y, and Z. There's Y. And Z. And we used all of them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And we have put them all together already. Nice job. Let me make sure. Let's see. T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Yep. I put them in ABC order, otherwise known as alphabetical order. All right. That is it for us today for our writing lesson. So we formed some really nice complete sentences. We have our capital letters and our end marks. We are thinking about what makes a sentence complete, that it has our 5 things: subject, verb, it makes complete sense, it has a capital letter and an end mark. And also, we've kind of been working on a few other things, like today we learned a little bit about singular and plural, and we learned a little bit about compound words. So we have cupcake, and we did a little bit of practice with alphabetical order, and we also talked about vowels. So, wow, we did a lot today, didn't we? Nice job, students. Please take a picture of your beautiful writing assignment and upload it in Google Classroom for your teachers to see. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.